gotta talk about Amanda Serrano.
Yeah, hey, first off, come on. We gotta get, we gotta give them their props. Hey, women or men or not, that was one of the best fights we've ever seen.
Yeah, but let's introduce them. You know, we got Amanda Serrano out of New York / Puerto Rican, Boricua, and
7-division champ, the most knockouts in women's boxing right now.
Let's go. Hey, and we had Katie Taylor from Ireland. Amazing fight. Shout out to you guys, because both them girls gave us action from the minute they stepped into that ring to the minute the fight was over, you know. And I was just very, very proud and excited to see the girls, you know, how far they've come, you know, when it comes to the sport of boxing. And they filled out that arena.
Oh, man.
Like, that's a big arena.
And we got to give DAZN some credit, too, because they did a good job of just doing the event. Like, it was good, and to see the women promoted the right way. And they did a good job.
And they did an amazing job compared to the fight being the same weekend as Shakur and Valdez. Yeah. They killed it. And the fans had Madison Square Garden loud. Hell, for both.
And I watched, like, I mean, don't make fun of me, but I watch a lot of basketball, and I watch a lot of Knicks games. And it sometimes it's not even as loud as that. It's not even. That was one of the loudest I heard Madison Square Garden. You know what I mean? And I'm talking about Knicks games too. And that's when if the Knicks and the Nets play each other, I haven't even heard it that loud.
Yeah, that shit was fire. I felt like it would have been an amazing vibe to be there too. I bet you it would have just been chills just being in that arena, you know, for that big moment for the Undisputed. But let's get into the fight. I don't even know where to start. You start us off with this fight.
Well, what do you
So who did you think won the fight? Let's just get into it right off the bat. Who did you think won the fight?
All right, I thought Amanda Serrano won the fight. So when I first watched it, I thought she won the fight. When I watched it the second time, I still thought she won the fight. So
let's talk about that, because we did we watched the fight on that night after the fight that we went to Shakur Valdez. We watched it, and you know, we were a little tired, you know, being out watching the fights all day. We got back and, you know, we watched the fight, and that night we did think that Amanda took the fight. Yeah. So the next day, you know, after hearing that, you know, Taylor won, and I mean, shout out to her, she did her thing too, you know. After hearing that she won, and, you know, just everybody was saying, you know, Taylor had the notch on there, whatever. We said, okay, we got to rewatch the fight.
Yeah, and with me saying that, I thought that she won, I'm not saying that it wasn't a close fight. I had Amanda Serrano winning by 1 round. Yeah. You know what I mean? So it was a close fight. Both women, oh my gosh, the amount of skills on display, whether it be a man or a woman, was amazing. Yeah. You know what I mean? Whether it be Katie Taylor, countering, like that was one of her things, like her counters were beautiful.
They were nasty.
And then you had like the relentless pressure of Amanda Serrano, like, and just the dog, like, and the power, and you know, we've never seen Katie Taylor hurt, and she had Katie Taylor in trouble. Like, she had Katie Taylor on just in trouble. I mean, the fight was just bad. You know, the fight was just amazing. It had everything you wanted.
Yep. And feeding off what you said, you know, Taylor, she was countering those punches. She was, you know, waiting for the good moments. And it looked like she had some power in her. But the way Amanda Serrano, girl, the way you were walking her down. Yeah. She was walking down, you know, Taylor, and even getting punched in the face as she was walking. She's getting the punches, but she's still walking.
And then, but she even had some. She even had some, like, some pull counters, and she was showing skills too. Even though she was coming forward, you know, she was showing skills too. She was, you know, she was landing to the body, you know, and it was like, man, these girls, you know, it's sad that it's taken this long for them to be recognized on a stage like this, because look at what we witnessed in there. Yeah. And they had the whole boxing world, I mean, talking about it. You know, you had, you know, even, and that's like you said, with even Shakur Stevenson going on in that fight.
And I think the next thing that has to, you know, maybe happen is like give them more, you know, give them longer rounds, you know, because I feel like that could have made more. It wouldn't have much like, I think that could have helped not be so much of a debate like, oh, you know, like Amanda was robbed from the fight, because I feel like Serrano could have probably not got knocked down or, at least, or if there was 3-minute rounds instead of 2 minutes.
That's a good point. And to add on to that, what about if we would have had the championship round, just like in the men's? Because, you know, it's championships round are rounds 11 and 12. These girls need to be, you know, we were robbed as fans. This was a championship, undisputed fight. This needed to be, we missed championship rounds. But maybe those championship rounds would have been the difference of separation.
1,000%.
You know, and also, but then again, you know, on top of that, like you said, if there was 3-minute rounds, there's no way Katie Taylor goes a whole nother. I'm not sure she gets out of that round. You know what I mean?
I don't think so.
No,
I don't think so. So yeah, like there's plenty of fights that we've even said, like even when it's like, you know, regular guys fights that fight like 8 rounds or 10, we're like those extra 2 rounds. It could change the whole game, you know. So I think that's the next step that, you know, that needs to happen. Need to give them more time and more rounds. You know. And then
another thing that's
because we want to see these fights.
Yeah, definitely want to see these fights. And another thing that you know, a lot of people are bringing up that, oh well, but you have to give credit to Katie Taylor, you know, being hurt so bad and fighting back. Okay, I understand that you're okay. If you want to go ahead and do that and give her credit for fighting back, then you also have to give Amanda Serrano credit for putting her in that situation, because she doesn't get a 10-8 round in there. She's not gaining anything. She's just getting a round that she won. So if you're gonna give credit for Katie Taylor then there needs to be credit given to Amanda Serrano for putting her in that situation in the first place.
I agree with that 100%, and I think people overlooked that part though.
But
they just saw Katie Taylor was getting hurt, and she came back, and you know, she did her thing. But I thought Serrano won too. At the most, it would have been a draw. At the most, it would have been a draw. But Serrano took that by that round.
And the craziest thing is, we've seen less closer fights be called draws.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like that's crazy. Like,
and especially being an undisputed fight. That was that was,
we've seen draws for that were not even close to being draws, you know. And if anyone was, if you're gonna, this one would have been accepted. The public would have, everyone would have accepted a draw. They would have been like, all right, everybody. But either way, everybody want to see it. Everybody want to see that.
Yeah, we want to see a second fight, and it would have been better. Like, you know, like don't just give it to, you know, the one that had the bells. I think that's why they ended up giving it more to Taylor. But like, don't do that. Don't, you know, it's a sport. Don't do some shit like that.
And they're both living legends in their own. So
at the most it should have been a draw with that second fight. But like I said, I have Serrano. I had her winning.
But this was just amazing for women's boxing, and it was amazing for, you know, for even little girls to see that, you know, that they look. You can be strong. You can be tough. You can be in sports and be athletic. You know what I mean? And so that was good to see, and it was really good. It was really good for not even for women's boxing. It was good for the sport of boxing in general.
Yes, and again, Serrano showed heart. Katie Taylor showed heart. Katie Taylor, you know, she held her own through the storm.
And it goes, and you know what? It kind of goes back. Look, when the best fight the best, we get explosive fights like this.
Exactly. Right on the money. When the best fight the best. This is the shit you get.
Yep, exactly. So shout out to them, man.
Shout out to y'all ladies. Y'all did your thing. You made us proud. Very, very proud.
So anything else you want to add?
Nope. I can't wait to see that second fight. Hopefully we get to go to that one live.
Yeah, that would be amazing. That would be amazing.
We're gonna aim to see that live. And we just can't wait to see more of the boxing, man. We love this shit.
We love this shit.
We just can't wait to see more.
So thanks for tuning in, y'all.
And catch us on the next episode of Let's Talk Boxing. Don't forget to subscribe and like the video.